Hi everyone, it's Melissa Simcox with By Mimi with Love, from By Mimi with Love, and I'm coming to you today to share a process video. Over the weekend, guys, I decided I wanted to make Slimline cards. It's the new rage. I hadn't made one yet, and what I particularly liked about them is people keep them pretty flat. So as long as you keep them flat, they're going to mail in a standard size business envelope for regular postage for, just a flat line piece of mail. So I'm going to need several Christmas cards, and it's already Thanksgiving, so I got to get these done. The first thing I decided to do, because I just don't have that much Christmas paper left. I've been doing so many Christmas projects. I don't have very many embellishments left. After watching several different videos about Slimline cards, I realized I don't have any extremely large dies or stamps. Although they are available to buy. That I found out while I was watching videos. Of course you can buy but I don't want to buy dies and stamps just to make Slimline cards, because I wouldn't use that huge die or stamp as often as I would a regular size tool. So the first thing I did was I decided, well, I'll draw cards, right? So I drew this card. I think it turned out really cute. I drew this vine and the bow, and I painted this with watercolor. Then down here, I really practice a lot with lettering, and I did Merry and lettering, and then Christmas is just my normal handwriting. But then I matted it with holographic paper, and I thought it turned out lovely. I have no problem at all sending this card. I've got a verse in it. There's no greater gift at Christmas than to have everything you want before you open the gifts. I've got no problem sending this out. Like I said, you can mail this in a normal, and I got this envelope from Dollar Tree. It's just your standard size. It does have the strip on the back, because I ain't licking no envelopes, guys. But I just spruced it up a little bit, and it looks beautiful with the card. Perfectly fine. I love the card. I think it turned out really pretty. I like my drawing and my painting. But guys, this took me almost an hour and a half just to color and do this. Almost an hour and a half. I just don't have that kind of time to spend on each card right now, because I need to get them out quicker than that. So I needed to come up with something to be able to create the cards other than designer paper or the existing tools I had. So that's when I turned to my coloring book, guys. I've got a Winter Wonderland coloring book, and I just went through here and I picked out 4 pages that I liked, and the majority of them were something like this. And I just cut it in half. I colored it, I cut it in half, and that gave me 2 cards for each coloring page, right? Which I thought was fantastic, because I just don't have that big stuff to do these with. But I really love the way they turned out. How pretty is that? Here you can see I've embossed the berries, and I used ink on this one to color my leaves and berries, and then I went back and embossed just the individual berries, and I'll show you guys how I did that here in a few minutes. But I loved it. That's just a coloring book page cut down to size. I used ink all the way around for my second layer. Here's my base. The green is my second layer, and I used it to map my top layer with. I embossed a hefty size, like 4x6 area to cut my bow out of. And I think you can tell these berries are embossed. And I'll show you how I went in and just embossed the berries. You don't have to use a stamp to emboss. So yeah, I thought that turned out pretty cute. And what we're going to do today, guys, is the other half of these coloring book pages. So here's the first half of one. And then I did this one, guys. I love this little fellow. See, I have nothing. He is right at 7 inches long, tall. I have nothing that big in embellishments. But I just used my alcohol markers on this one and colored him up really cute. His little cute face. I'll put him up close. And then I used one of my die cuts and cut out Merry Christmas. One of my dies and cut out Merry Christmas. And I've got some little bling right there. And this one's got 3 blings around it. And I just matted it with white. Most of them I don't have anything in yet. But yeah, look how well he turned out. And we're going to do the other side of him today. The third coloring book page was a page full of penguins. I fell in love with these penguins, guys. Look at that little cute penguin. I colored a little bit of it. And then I've got 3 epoxy embellishments up here. And I used silver to draw the strings to the ornaments. And it smudged. So I just went in and smudged the fa la la as well. So it would look like I did it on purpose. But yeah, I thought that one turned out really, really cute as well. And we're going to do the other half of that page today. Then the last part I've done says 'Tis the Season. And I watercolored this. This one is pencils. I used my colored pencils, ink, alcohol markers, and this one was watercolored. And as you can see, that just is, it's so pretty. 'Tis the season is what that says. And I had some of the leftover embossed paper, so I used it. And this one's got a little bling. It's got the big poinsettia in the middle. And we're going to do the other half of this card as well. So, there you have it, guys. Now, I showed you on my hand-painted drawn envelope. I used just a card. I used just a standard envelope, brightened and done it up. But most people do make a slimline envelope, and they're top-loading envelopes instead of a side-loading envelope. So, you can do that. I think both are just fine. I made one so you guys could see. They are very different looking. I really like the look. I lined this one. Now this one goes with this card right here. And I just think that is, it's lovely. That's really pretty. I made the envelope, and I've got a little finger hole right here. And it just slides right down in there. And it's really beautiful. So, you've got your options. You don't have to make an envelope, but I'm going to show you how today. And I'm going to show you how to make these slimline cards, because we're going to use the other half of these coloring book pages to do it with. Now, the other half to this little guy is this little guy. So we're going to use him today. I just love this guy. And the other half of this one is this. So we're going to use it. And then the other half of this one is 4 other penguins to use. So, that's what we're going to do today, guys. So let's get started. Now, I've done some of the work, so, this won't take as long. But I want to show you guys the, what does have to be done. Let me get a little organization back here and get the cards that are complete out of my way, of course. I just think they turned out so cute. Okay. Now, the first thing we would have to do, of course, is to make our card in card base. And guys, I found the easiest way to do this for sure. With 99% of my card bases, I use 110 pound cardstock. I really like that. For me, it's essential. So we're going to start out with an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, guys. Now, since our base of the card is 8.5 long, then we're going to turn our 8.5 by 11 paper onto its long side, because the base is going to be 3 3/4 by 8.5. Okay? And 3 3/4 times 2 is 7.5. So turn it to your 11-inch side, because this is so much easier. Why recut the 8.5-inch side? It's there for you. So turn it to your 11-inch side, put it on the 7.5, cut it. Okay. One thing I love about the Stampin' Up! Cutter, guys, is it has a score tab on it too. So after I cut it, I'm just going to move it over to 3 3/4. And I'm going to go ahead and score my paper at 3 3/4. Okay. Then the other piece that you had left over is going to be your first layer of your card. It's already cut to the perfect size, except for on the bottom. On the bottom, you are going to cut it to 8 1/4. So you're essentially cutting off 1/4 of it. And here's your 3 pieces. So I'm going to make my fold here. Then after cutting off that 1/4 of an inch, that automatically makes your base. And that is the easiest way to cut it. Now all we got to do is decorate and make our card. And all that you've got left out of an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper is that right there. Sorry, that right there. So, let's do that one more time, because I've got the rest of the bases cut. But I need one more cream one. So again, we're going to lay that in on our 11-inch side. We need 7 3/4. 7.5. Because each side of our card is 3 3/4. So we cut it at 7.5. We move it to 3 3/4. And we score. We take our leftover piece. We put it on 8 1/4. And we cut. And there it is, guys. Once again, furnish this down. My sides were raised up a little bit. And as you can see, you have your card, you have your first top layer. It's just easy as pie to do that. And while you're trying to get out several cards, I cut 5 of these the other day like it wasn't anything. Alright. Sorry guys, excuse me. Let me get a drink. Alright. And I've got all of this wrote down, guys. If you want to take a picture of it to have, but it tells you to cut, where to cut on the 11-inch side, cut off set to 7.5. Then cut a 1/4 inch off of your leftover paper, and you have your card and your top layer, which is awesome. Alright. Let's get started. And we're going to start with our hardest card first, which is this one, because I wanted to show you all how to do this. Okay, like I said, I color these with my Memento ink. All I do is go around with it, and I just hit whatever I want to hit. Okay? And that's easy enough. And I do the same thing with the red. Okay? Because I loved it. On each one of my cards, I watercolored on one. I used alcohol markers on another. I used the colored pencils on the pink ones. And let's see. I think that's all. And I hand painted one. And then I used stamps on the other, on this one. So once I've got all my stamping and inking done, I want to emboss just those particular berries, okay? And I'm going to have to get a... Uh-oh. Bear with me just a second, guys. Get me some brushes for this. And I will be right with you. Okay. I've got 2 brushes here, 2 paint brushes. And what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to emboss. I just want to emboss the berries, okay? I don't want to emboss the whole sheet, most of the time when people get ready to emboss, you're talking the stamps and all that, which is how I do it normally too. But on this one, I just want to emboss these particular berries. So I'm using my embossing tool to get off all the static. And then I'm going to take my paintbrush and I'm just going to, I don't know if that's a good one to use or not. No, it's not picking it up. Let me get just a little bit shorter bristled paintbrush, guys. Sorry about that. Okay, I think I found what we need. Alright. I'm going to just go in here and pick up some of my Versamark. And then I'm just going to paint my berry. I'm just painting the berry and getting ink right on that berry. Versamark. This is pretty much the only way I've found to be able to emboss something with, the wet embossing, if you didn't have a stamp. Well, like I said, I want to emboss my berries, so I'm just getting some Versamark down on them. So you can, you can. You can see how it's a little shiny where I've got the Versamark on it. Okay, let me get these two over here. And I'm just painting the Versamark where I want it. Just wet your brush really good. This is something, guys, I used to do all the time on my scrapbooking pages because I didn't like that you couldn't get up in the middle of the page or you had to stamp something to emboss it. So I just come up with another way to do it. And this usually works fairly well. Okay, close up my embossing ink. And I'm going to get me a piece of paper to dump all my extras in. Fold that. Okay. And we are going to use our red embossing powder and pour it right over those berries that you just got done putting the ink on. Now I'm going to come back in with another dry brush and then just clean up around my berries. Because you usually get a little bit around there, that's why. But it's not hard to come in and clean it up. As you can see. Okay. Just a little more cleanup, guys. And of course I don't want to lose none of my embossing powder either. Okay. Let's put all of that back in there. And we've got, we're ready. And there it is, guys. I've got my other berries embossed. And I mean, I just love doing that. If you didn't know to do that, you'll enjoy getting that little trick. But that way, you don't have to stamp it in order to get it. In order to emboss it, you can paint the glue on and then emboss it like that. Okay. The next thing we have to do is cut that down to fit our base and top we just made. So we want it, we want a border all the way around, right? So remember we cut this, is cut at 8 1/4 by 3 1/2, right? So we need for this to be 3 1/4 by 8. Okay. So we're going to cut this to 3 1/4 by 8. So I'm choosing the sides I like best. Three and 1/4. I'm kind of messing with this, guys, because I'm trying to get the best print I can out of it. So, okay, 3 1/4. Okay. And I save all my little pieces. They're great for journaling or whatever. And then by 8, right? Okay. And then that sits right there on that. Okay? And then that sits right on top of our card base. And since I did the other one like this, I went all the way around it in the green. On this one, I'm going to go around in the red. So, rid of that embossing paper. So we just bring in our red ink that we used, and I definitely want to go back in where I embossed and just and red that up again, you know. Okay. So we'll go around the sides. Of our top layer with the ink. I love these Memento inks. I love the color. I love how user-friendly they are. I just love them. Okay. And then we're going to take our base. Well, not our base. We're going to take our mat is what it is. And we're going to get some red ink on here. Is everybody ready for Thanksgiving? I am not doing a huge dinner this year. It's just a hard year for Thanksgiving and the holidays and all that too. But my daughter is coming home, and she'll be with me till Sunday. So that's what I want to eat. That's what I want for Thanksgiving anyway. Really excited about that. And she's been keeping herself quarantined the past 2 weeks. Not that there's anything wrong with her, but she wants to make sure before she comes home, you know, that there isn't any possibility. So I'm going around this top, you guys. And see if we need more color on there. I think we do. Let me add just a little bit more. Okay. I've got that. Set that out of the way. And set that out of the way. And now this guy. Goes right here on the topper. So let's go ahead and adhere that down. Oh, I fight myself so much. Paintbrush stuck to the tape. Okay, guys. Let's get this on here. There we go. Alright, there's our top layer. A lot quicker than when I actually, colored the page. Because drawing and coloring that card took an hour and a half. Doing this with the inks, according to what you use for your coloring medium, you can just be done with this in no time. I've got a corner sticking up here, so I'm going to put just a little liquid glue on it. Don't want anything coming off. Okay. I love this glue, by the way. It's just as good as the Fabri-Tac. And then it goes on to the base. Okay. Give me a drink, guys. I'm just going to do the same thing again. And we're going to apply this to the base. Are you all cooking? You're going to see your kids? What are you doing for Thanksgiving? And then look at that. I love the effect of the just rubbing the ink on and the embossed berries. I just think it turns out so pretty. Okay. And I went ahead and made and I used in my new nested dies from BB Craft and went ahead and made the little salutation so y'all wouldn't have to go sit through all of that. So let me get that glued on. And we'll have one of our cards done. Of course, I'd done a lot of the work beforehand, but it was definitely a lot quicker than doing your own painting for each card like I did on the first one. Okay, guys, what do you think? I think that is really pretty and simple. It doesn't really need anything else other than the artwork. And it's going to ship or just fine. You can ship it flat rate mail. I've got that's embossed too, the season's greetings. So there's another one done. Now let's get to our next one. Our next one is this sweet little snowman. Now the snowman and the boy were colored with alcohol markers. Okay? So I thought it'd be fun if we made the snowman to be in a lot of snow. Okay? So we're going to take, here's our base, here's our top. So let's go ahead and take it and get some blue ink around the edges on it. I like using the different mediums. It's fun, and it breaks up the monotony of getting bored with one set of cards. Because I don't normally create cards for quantity, but right now I am in a place where I need to be producing some cards. Okay, so I'm going to take my blue brush and I'm going to go in here with some blue. I just love these brushes from the Dollar Tree. Work so well. And you get such a beautiful blend. Isn't that beautiful, guys? And easy. So easy. I'm just going to keep going down a little more. Okay. And see how fast that is to cover a sheet of paper. I'm not having to use any designer paper. I'm just kind of creating these cards on my own as I go. And I don't have to use or worry about coming up with some designer paper. Alright, now I'm going to come in with a little bit of my gray for the bottom down here. And I'll need a new brush for that. So I'm going to come in on the bottom with a little bit of the gray. I love working with inks, and I do like creating my own background. I do create most of my embellishments. I need to create some Christmas embellishments. But, I mean, even if I had a lot of Christmas embellishments, it's not going to work with the Slimline cards because they need a bigger embellishment. So go around the bottoms and the side there with that. Okay, I'm happy with that. Our snowman. I want our snowman to be in the snow. Okay? So, let's go ahead and glue him on. There he is. Glued on. See how cute that is? Now, if you have some big old embellishments like that, that's wonderful, but I just didn't. And I just think that looks great. I don't see a thing wrong with it. Okay, now we got to make it snow. Okay. Let me close this up. So I want it to be really, really, really snowy around here. Okay. I get my watercolor tray and add a little white out here. Get me a paintbrush. That just a little wetter. Now let's see if that'll work. I'm just going to pick up one of my just a bit more. Get just a little bit more water. There's only one thing about this, guys. It makes an incredible mess. But it's okay, because it's worth it. Because he is getting snowed on. Okay. I think that is enough snow. Let me get it white. Got it all over me. Got it all over my desk. I always make a mess, guys. So here's our snow. Can y'all see that? Yeah. Now I gotta let that dry a minute, guys. I don't even want to mess with it until it's dry. So clean up my mess just a little bit. So we can keep working. Don't need that anymore. Okay, now, while that's drying, let's go ahead and put our penguins together. On the penguins, I went ahead and did pretty much what I just showed you in the other on the other card with the snowman. Just inked some green on the bottom, and I've got a little candy cane design up here, and then I made it snow everywhere. So I've also got my penguins picked out, and as you can see, all three of them are covered in snow as well. I wanted to do one card that was going portrait, landscape, because most of them are portrait. I wanted to do one that opens landscape. So I think this one's it. And all we need to do is get our little penguins glued down. The penguins I colored with colored pencils. I think they turned out really cute. I just didn't know I couldn't figure out any other way to have something to put on a Slimline card. And I just love it. I love that it only costs flat rate mail to mail it too. Okay. Got my second penguin on. And now let's do the third little guy. I just love these little penguins. I am very much a critter fan, guys. Do y'all like critters? Not much of an insect person, but I do like critters. So now we're putting down our last little penguin. And you pretty much got the same effect on this one, guys. How cute is that? How stinking cute. One of these little ski paddles was coming up. Now on this one, guys, I'm not going to ink or do anything to the base. I'm just going to leave that as is. But what I am going to do is put a couple little bows on it that I made already. I got to get these videos done today, guys, because I swear I got to clean my house before my daughter gets here. She's going to think her mother has absolutely lost her mind. I'm putting on those little bows. I always wait to the last minute to clean. It doesn't matter what's happening. I'll put it off and put it off right to the last minute. But then I will kick butt and get her done. There's my two little bows. Out of a coloring book, guys. That's pretty cute. This little penguin's eating strawberry ice cream. And I put a pom-pom on the hat. This scarf is glittered up. His cup is glittered up. It's just so cute. Then it's just going to go right here on the base of the card. So let's get that done. And since I've already got this glue out, I'll just go ahead and use it. And that is so cute. What do you think, guys? Out of the combo. See, that's a fairly large... I mean, I may have things that are this big. But how cute are those? All three together. Looks like I've got a lot of work in it, and I just don't. It was coloring and cutouts. And I think that looks extremely cute. Alright, now let's see if our snowman has dried yet. No, he has not. We'll give him a few more seconds. Okay. Sorry, guys. I was just trying to figure it out. I've got my embellishments over here. I'm trying to remember what went with what. Okay. I've got a piece of the glitter paper from Dollar Tree. So I'm going to line it, and then this is going to go on top of the glitter. So we can go ahead and get our liner on here while we're our mat while we're still waiting for our snowman to dry. Actually, that is not the one that goes with that. This goes with that. I was going to put the glitter on paper on this one, and I ended up going around it in red, which is fine. I was going to do this under it, but it's just fine as is. Of course, I forgot, but we will get this one on here for this sheet. Get a little glue on here. How many, if anyone, is going Black Friday shopping? I definitely will not be doing any Black Friday shopping. It's just too dangerous for me out there right now, guys. Okay. Put that on there. That's my topper for this one. And now we are going to... There we go. That's right. That other one looked odd to me. Okay, let's go ahead and put this one on too while we're waiting on our snowman to dry. Just gonna place that right on top of that. Getting that holographic glue set up. Okay. And That's going to go there. Okay. That looks so good. That's a coloring book page, guys. I just think that looks great. Okay, let's glue this layer down to our base. Okay, there it is on our base, and let's get our little sun on here. And we will have another card complete. I love the Slimline cards, and it was definitely not that hard for me to find some things to embellish them with. Your coloring books are a great source. What do you think, guys? I think it looks really good. Another gorgeous card done. Alright, now let's see if our snowman is done now. I believe he's about done. Maybe let me dry him just a second. Okay, guys, he's all dry. And now we're going to put him right on here. Okay. He is so... I just love the big items like that, you know. Look at the snow. That just turned out so cute. Absolutely precious. Love it. And then I've got a little embellishment for him. Put it on here. I glued down his hat, and I forgot I want his, I want the hat to go over the sign. So let me get this glued in there. I always make at least one boo-boo. Okay, now I can glue his hat back down. And there he is. What do you think, guys? Pretty cute. Pretty cute. Alright, that's our 4 cards done. Now I want to show you guys how to do the envelope. And I'm doing a red envelope for this card. Okay. Do a red envelope for this card. Okay, let me close my glue up. You leave your glue open, then it dries up, and you gotta work 10 minutes to get it back apart. Okay. Alright, the Slimline card envelope. Again, it's kind of like the Slimline card. Some people do it at 9, some at 8.5 for the card. And some people do 10.5, and others do. This is a eight and 3/4 envelope by 4. 8 and 3/4 by 4. So in order to get that, okay, I've got the measurements wrote down. We need to start with a 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. Okay. And we need our scoreboard. Okay. Again, this is the envelope down here. That base measurement is the base measurement for the card. You start with an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. Okay? And we are going to score on the short side, on the 8.5 inch side. And our first score mark will be at 2.5. I'm going all the way down with that. And then at 6.5. Then you're going to turn your paper and score at 1.5. Oops, I went 2, but I'm going to just put an extra line there. Go back to 1.5. And then at 10 1/4. And this is what you're left with. Of course, this would normally be 2 score lines. The 1.5 is the one I need. Right? Yeah. 1.5 is the one I need. So it's this one. Alright, once you've done that, get rid of your scoreboard. And then you're going to use a ruler and pencil. And we are going to measure 1/4 inch. You know what? Yeah. We're going to measure 1/4 inch. I'm going to measure 1/4 inch on this side. Down here. Below that first score line I need a 1/4 inch mark below so, and we'll mark it on this side as well. Okay. Now, we're going to do some cutting. Let's draw our line first. From the 1/4 inch mark, you're going to cut from this corner down to that 1/4 inch, and from this corner down to that 1/4 inch. Okay? So we're going to cut and I'm marking it with a pencil because I think it's just a little bit easier. Alright. We're ready to cut. Down here on the bottom, you're going to cut out that entire block. Okay, same thing on this side. You're cutting out the entire block. And you're left with this. This is the bottom of the envelope. And I'm going to come in on the side on this corner. And on this corner. Okay. I went a little further on that. Okay. There's the bottom of that. Then up here, you're going to start where you made that pencil mark. You drew your line. And go right up to the corner. Boy, did I get that crooked. Okay. Same thing on this side. And then cut off your pencil mark. Okay? And here is what you're left with. Okay? Let me get rid of all that trash. Now you're going to come in with your corner rounder. And I'm going to round this top edge right here. Now that is what I'm working with. Okay. Now I want to erase any pencil marks that's left. And then we fold our score lines Hold on a second, need a drink. So, we're folding in. And we're folding in. And we're folding up. And we're folding down. And there it is, guys. It's that simple once you've done one. Now see, there's my extra score line, but that's alright. Looks kind of pretty on the envelope. So now, we just tape this together with some better tape, because I definitely do not want my envelope coming apart during shipping. And see how nice those fit together up there? Now some people fold it over, they like it off. But I like it like that. So, alright, and burnish my tape a little. And now you can, if you wanted to hide that, you could, the flap down here. Just put your tape on top. But I like that look of the coin purse envelope. So I'm going to leave my tape, I'm going to put it down over top of the side piece. And there it is, guys. There's my envelope. Now I do like to snap a little finger hole, which I'll have to stand up to in order to put up enough pressure to do it. Sorry, guys. And there you go. There you have it. And it looks awesome with this card. I already got this card down. And there's my envelope and card. There they are, guys. There they are. I think pulling them out of the coloring book like that made it so much more simple and easy than to try to color each one. I mean, I don't have that kind of time. But I could have easily produced 8 cards the other day with these. I just think they turned out gorgeous. I do like my hand-painted one for sure. Running out of room. I do like the... Oh, guys, come on. I'm trying to get them all up here, and I just keep knocking them down. But there they are, guys. I think they turned out pretty cute. I am happy with all of them. Guys, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. I hope it helps somebody make some cards, especially these new Slimline cards. They are a lot of fun to make. Like I said, if you don't have any unusually large embellishments, do some coloring book pages, because I thought both of those turned out real cute out of coloring book pages. That's it, guys. I'll be coming on later tonight to do the video to announce the winner of our giveaway. Until then, from Virginia, guys, keep crafting, and we'll be seeing you. Bye-bye, everyone.